My son used to be normal. That's the part that haunts me the most. Used to laugh at cartoons, cry when he scraped his knee, sleep curled against my chest like the world was harmless. And then the drawings started. The first one came home crumpled in his backpack. A stick figure woman, too tall, neck stretched like someone had pulled it from both ends until it thinned out. No face except two long black smudges where the eyes should be. Arms hanging down to her knees. My son had scribbled her dress in red. Slashes of red. Angry red. I thought nothing of it at first. Kids draw weird shit all the time. But then he drew her again the next day. And the next. And every drawing, she was closer. I asked him gently, "Buddy, who is she?" He didn't look up from his cereal. He said, "She watches me sleep." Kids say creepy stuff. I brushed it off. I shouldn't have. On the fourth night, around 3 a.m., I woke up to the sound of paper tearing. I walked into his room and found him sitting upright on the floor, a stack of blank sheets next to him, drawing the same woman over and over with frantic, messy strokes. His eyes were wide, pupils huge, like he hadn't blinked in hours. "Charlie, what are you doing?" I asked. He didn't stop drawing. He didn't look at me. He just whispered, "She said if I stop, she'll come all the way out." Something cold coiled inside my chest. I took the pencil out of his hand and he screamed. Not a tantrum scream, but the kind of scream you make when someone rips off your fingernail. I froze. My 5-year-old clawed at the air like he was drowning. I gave the pencil back. He stopped instantly. The next morning he was normal again, eating toast, watching cartoons. Except he kept glancing at corners, like someone stood just out of sight. That night I hid the pencils. He found them anyway. By the 7th day, the drawings weren't paper anymore. He started drawing her on the walls, on the floors, on the underside of his bed, always getting closer, always bigger, her hands stretching wider, her hair getting darker, her eyes, those long black smudges, deepening like they were sinking into the page. I finally snapped. I told him to stop or I'd take away everything. Toys, crayons, cartoons. He stared at me with this empty, bottomless look and said, "If I stop, she'll pick someone else. You maybe." That night I locked his art stuff in my room. I still heard the scratching. Long, slow scratching. But it wasn't coming from his room. It was coming from inside my closet. When I opened the door, the walls inside, the walls, had drawings. The same woman, arms spread wide like she was welcoming me. Her smile drawn in a jagged line, a line that hadn't been on any of Charlie's earlier pictures. I didn't sleep. The next day I took him to a child psychologist. He didn't speak the entire appointment. But when the doctor stepped out to grab some forms, Charlie leaned close to me and whispered, "She doesn't like doctors. She said she'll show you tonight." That evening I put Charlie to bed early and sat outside his room, determined to stay awake. At 2:39 a.m., the doorknob slowly turned. His door opened half an inch. "Charlie?" I whispered. No answer. I pushed the door open. He was sitting on the floor, staring at the empty corner of the room. Not drawing, just staring, shaking like he was freezing. "Buddy?" I stepped inside. He didn't look at me. He didn't blink. He whispered, "Don't turn around." My blood iced. There's a kind of dread that feels heavier than your own body. A pressure at the back of your neck. A breath that's not yours. I felt it then. I didn't turn around. Charlie kept whispering, voice cracking like the words hurt coming out. "She's standing behind you." Every instinct screamed to run, to move, to breathe, to do something. But he whispered again, almost crying now. "If you turn around, she'll follow us forever." My throat clenched. I could feel the air behind me shift, like someone leaning closer, like hair brushing my shoulder. A soft inhale. Then the faintest whisper, a woman's voice, directly in my ear. "Why don't you look at me?" I didn't. I grabbed Charlie and ran. We slept in my car that night. I thought leaving the house would fix it. It didn't. Charlie still woke up drawing, but now the pictures were different. Now the woman had a face. It wasn't blank anymore. He drew her with a mouth, a long, stretching mouth, full of teeth like needles. A smile too wide for any human jaw. A face with no skin, just dark red muscle underneath. Eyes like black tunnels. He drew her standing right behind us. Every single time. I tried burning the drawings. They wouldn't burn. The edges curled, but the woman's figure remained untouched, the flames bending around her like they were afraid. I took Charlie to my mother's house. She prayed over him. He screamed until he passed out. That night she woke me up, panicked, because she found him sleepwalking in the hallway, drawing on the walls with something wet and dark. We thought it was ink. It wasn't ink. It was blood, his own, from under his fingernails. I broke. I told him we needed to stop, that this woman wasn't real. He started sobbing, shaking uncontrollably. "She is real," he cried, "and she's coming. I can't stop her anymore." "What do you mean?" I yelled. "What is she coming for?" He looked up at me with a face I will never forget. A face that didn't look like a child's. A face drained of everything safe, everything human. "She wants her picture finished," he whispered, "and she needs a model." Then he pointed behind me. I didn't want to look. God, I didn't want to look. But some instinct, some stupid human instinct, made me turn my head. The wall behind me wasn't white anymore. It was covered in red. Dozens of red lines slashed across the paint. A shape beginning to form. A shape taller than the ceiling. A shape leaning forward. I stared, frozen. The lines moved. Her hands, long, thin, sharp, pushed through the wall as if the paint was skin. Her face pressed against it from the other side, stretching it outward. A wet, tearing sound filled the room. She whispered, "I told him to draw me closer." Charlie screamed. The wall split open like a mouth, and something stepped through. I grabbed my son and ran. I don't even remember grabbing the keys. I don't remember backing the car out. I only remember the sound, that awful dragging sound of her fingers scraping across the pavement behind us, keeping pace, not running, just slowly, inevitably, following. We don't live anywhere more than 2 nights now. Every morning we wake to find a new drawing taped to the inside of whatever door we slept behind. It's always her, and she's always closer. Charlie doesn't speak anymore. He just watches the corners with hollow eyes. And sometimes, at night, if the room is too quiet, I hear her whisper from behind the wall, "It's your turn to draw."